part of the pack that I'm definitely most proud of is my website. That's taken a lot of time and a lot of effort, but I think it's paid off. I just think, in my opinion, and I know it's my own work, but I think it looks professional. Everything's hyperlinked, and I don't know, I'm just a big fan of it. I mean, my homepage, we'll start from the beginning. My homepage, at the top of every page there's a banner which has got Chris Mullett and a picture of him in black and white looking down at his guitar, and that was a picture I took for my poster ancillary text, but I decided to use it as the header of this, and that's on the top of every page. I've linked it to every page so everybody's aware of who the artist is really. Then goes on to the music, and that is where my music video features. It's right at the top of the page, and then next to it is a copy of the album cover which I've put on the poster, with the download on iTunes logo, and I've hyperlinked that up to iTunes, so that's a fully working type thing, and I think that looks really good. I've then got like a latest news bit, which is kind of like a blog that had been done on the website, for things that, like, there's announcing the tour dates, just got back from New York, things like that. And then all down the side, well, there's 5 or 6 different tour dates, and they're the first few dates on the tour, which I've then done again on the tour date page, but they're there on the homepage as well, so people are aware of it. I've also got a Twitter feed on the front, on the homepage. The Twitter feed is actually Twitter. It's a Twitter account that I set up for Chris Mullett for the last month. It's been set up on my account, so I can switch accounts from my own Twitter account to Chris Mullett's Twitter accounts every now and again for the last month or so. I've been tweeting loads of random things from his account, linking it to media, but also just making them random tweets as well. I found that fun, and it makes it realistic. There aren't many followers, obviously, but it was something that I could put up there, and I've continued it to make it look realistic. I then did an about page. The about page I've split into 2 sections. The first half is a description of where he grew up, schools, and how he got into music, and also how he was discovered basically, and all things like that. So my research into what record label he'd be on has gone into that. So I've used the idea of the institution, so the institution's not only on my poster, but it's also on the website, and it's described how he got into that institution, which I looked into in depth to see who Ed Sheeran was with, who other artists, which other artists were on different record labels, to see how the genre of Chris Mullett would tie into that, whether there were other indie pop artists on there, whether it was a more R&B label, all things like that that I incorporated. I then, from looking at other websites, especially they have usually like a profile of what their favourite films are, what their favourite colours are, where they want to be in 10 years, all loads of random little things like that. So I then split the other half into a list of things like that that give an insight into Chris Mullett more. All made up, obviously. Some of it was based on my own interests, some of it was based on my brother's, and then others based on what I would expect an indie pop person to be interested in, basically. My gallery I think there are some cool pictures on there. I've used pictures that I've taken whilst I've been on location filming, or in the house or wherever we've been filming. I've used pictures from when I did my photo shoot for my ancillary texts. I've also used some pictures of my brother from just stupid pictures really, that I've had from him being my brother, and at the bottom of that page I hooked him up to Instagram. So I've got Instagram on my iPhone, and as I'd created the Gmail account for the website to set it up, with the website URL as the Chris Millette, I used his Gmail account to set up the Twitter accounts, the Facebook account and the Instagram account, so I could tweet as him, and use pictures as him. So if there was a particular picture that I took when I was filming, or of him messing around or something like that, I'd embarrass him a little bit, and post it on Instagram. Again, not many followers, but it's the fact that I had something that I could put up there to show that I'd thought outside the box and made not only the video, not the digital pack of media, that I'd also created an artist, which I thought would be nice to do because it makes it a bit more personal and it's not just this made up thing. It makes Chris Millette seem more like a person, and more like an artist. The music page has the video big at the top of it, which is expected. It's the music page, and then I managed to talk my brother into film. He plays the guitar in the video. He is playing the guitar. He learned "Give Me Love" in his own time. Before this video came about, he's been playing "Give Me Love" for ages. So, and I know he can play other songs, so I decided to ask him if I could film him messing around, almost like on a tour, and there'd be a group with their entourage and things like that would be sat taking the mick out of each other, filming each other. I wanted it to be relaxed, so he did a few full songs that were more serious, and then a few songs where he messed up a little bit and where he was joking around, and I put them on so it made it more realistic, that it wasn't everything had to be perfect in those videos. It was more of a joke, and again, to make Chris Millette seem more real. The live tour dates, I actually decided that with him being a small act, and a new act, it'd be his debut album, he wouldn't be doing an arena tour, so I researched different venues, and I know that the O2 Academies are very popular for artists that have had success but still aren't big enough to fill an arena. I've been to quite a few gigs there, and they're small, they're intimate, perfect for an artist like Chris Millette. So I first looked at all of the O2 Academies to see where they were. So there's a lot in Yorkshire really, there's Leeds and the Sheffield one, there's Newcastle, Glasgow, Bristol, there's some further down south. I then I looked at a map and thought about where there was lacking venues. So I only had one up in Scotland, so I researched 2 other places where he could go in Scotland. I then looked at England to see where he'd go, so that's where Norwich came into it, and it was just a uni place that he could go to. And London, I know Hammersmith Apollo is a bit bigger, but it's a prestigious venue, and the Indigo 2 is next to the O2, smaller artists play there and things like that. yeah, so that's how I researched the tour dates, and then I dotted them around because tours never seem to run correctly. The store I came up with because a lot of looking at other websites again, they all have stores, and I thought it would be a change. I found a website that made it possible to crop the images that I could save onto a PowerPoint so I could then upload them. So it took me a while to find a store that I'd be able to do that with, but I managed it. I then used pictures that I'd taken when shooting for the ancillary texts, and made a mixture of male and female products and products that could be unisex, like the mugs and the iPhone cases and things like that. And I thought it was something different that not many people would think of, and it again makes him more real. The contacts, like I've mentioned with the Twitter and Instagram accounts, I made a Facebook page. The Facebook page hasn't been as popular, but it's there, and it allowed people to contact him, and I connected him to Modest Management, who are a successful management team, so that linked up fan mail and things like that. So a lot of thought has gone into my website. I'm proud of it. I think the colour schemes match with everything else. I'm proud. Yeah, I'm happy. Thank you.